being a car guy, like I've hit every group. I've had BMWs. I've been part of the tuner guys. I had classic cars. My first car was a Jeep. Like I started with Jeeps, and this community does not.
That's what makes it the best.
Yeah, it doesn't compare to anything else.
I'd say it's akin to racing, but
but that's a different type of community. Like, you can do everything in the off-road world. You can go racing. You can go camping. You just can hang out in a parking lot. You can literally do whatever you want, and it's all centered around a car, a vehicle. Like, to me, like that.
So would you make it more of your life than it is now?
It really can't get much more of my life than it is now.
So you've let it consume you thus far.
For me, though, I don't break it down as Jeeps. It's a vehicle thing.
Yes.
Like,
you've got a car fetish.
That's putting it lightly, but yeah. Like just
new T-shirt.
Yeah, the whole. I say we interview Shawn.
I say Shawn.
I'm not interesting. You don't want to interview me.
Oh yeah, yes,
you're already
interesting. You were born for content.
Trail, yeah.
I didn't quit.
No,
I didn't
you
quit.
Ditched.
I ditched work to hike the Appalachian Trail, and I only hiked it for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's 2 weeks more than I've ever hiked it.
And then I did weekends after that, but it's section hiking. When you have a job, you can't really just take off for 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I want to do eventually is section hike it, but it's still taking off a month to go.
No, I'm good.
I just did on the weekends.
When they open it up to Jeeps, I'll do the AT.
Ask Shawn about his trail walk with the bear for a very long time.
Yeah, I know. I'm good, thanks.
That's a fun story.
Go for it. I don't even know.
What's that?
Did your trail walk with the bear?
Well, I was hiking the AT, and a bear followed me for a good portion of it.
Oh, absolutely not. You do that, the hey bear screaming and yelling at it the whole time?
No, I just let it walk alongside.
You just let it stalk you?
Yeah.
Until I realized it was in somebody else's territory.
Yeah,
The bear's like,
I
I'm
just
out.
waited till I got out of his territory. I just kept walking. It was keeping the dog distracted from it. Was the hard
I was trying to send a text message earlier through your sat phone, and I'm like, something's gonna fucking kill me out here. I'm over here standing in a creek bed that hasn't been touched in 500 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
that's
murdered
just
in the
dry.
mountains.
I mean, that's usually flowing in the spring. This creek here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just dry.
Yeah, it's a good campsite too.
Yeah, this is a great camp spot.
This is still GW National Forest?
We are in the George Washington National Forest. We're not far from Todd Lake Campground, which is an awesome campground. I highly recommend going there. And if you're into the campground stuff,
what's a fun fact about Todd Lake? Because you've got a fun fact
so
about everything in the Shenandoah.
That was the best hour-and-a-half drive through the mountains I've ever had.
Dude,
you guys didn't even get all of it. I was keeping it tame.
You hit us with a red Angus, and I'm like, what the fuck doesn't this guy know? Jesus Christ.
Never even heard of Red Angus beef.
It sounds delicious, and I'll probably love it.
You were like, yeah, it tastes a little bit more like beef than beef.
It tastes more like it tastes like beefier beef. I don't know. Don't ask me. I just pick up things from here and there.
Pick up a lot of things. Dog, come here.
It well.
Where's it?
Keeping track of the.
I'm a computer nerd. You know, it's like you just
good
pick
memory.
up random facts.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you're trying to see?
Can't leave me alone.
My dog's name is Bit. I don't think it's any more computer nerd than that.
Yeah.
No, that definitely counts.
So how did computer nerd get into jeeping? I kind of heard a little bit of it earlier, but I was setting up the tent and Tom was talking to you.
So I went through a bad relationship.
Okay.
And I realized that in my life I needed adventure, not things or stuff.
Yeah.
And when that reality hit or that concept clicked, I just went for it.
Yeah.
And I was a Boy Scout when I was a child, preteen, or in my teens. And I remember like going out and hiking and having a good time. We would hike pieces of the Appalachian Trail, scouts. And then I just said, I'm going to go hike the AT. And that was that.
Got up out of your day job and you're like, I'm going.
Yeah, it was like, I was just going to go for the weekend. And I ended up going for 2 weeks. Being out for 2 weeks.
There's more to that story. He's leaving out all the good parts. like how you left Philly to go to the AT.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So you live in the city. There's no need to own a vehicle. There's no need to, you don't really leave you don't really leave your neighborhood usually.
Yeah.
You kind of just like walk the neighborhood or take a Uber or the subway or ride our bikes. So like owning a car in the city wasn't like a thing. Especially a Jeep with a soft top and, where do you park it? It costs you $600 just to park a Jeep in the city every month.
Wow.
So
as much as you paid for your Jeep.
Yeah. About.
Yeah. So I got so we have this thing in the city called a Zip Car. So it's a monthly membership you pay, and you just tap your RFID tag on the car and you just go. And you just
Is the dog back?
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Uh-oh.
Hey buddy. Bit.
I heard him rustling around over here.
Come here, babe.
We lost the dog. We'll find him.
He's coming. I hear him.
Oh, here he is.
Yep,
There he is.
Hey buddy.
Right on the other side of the Jeep.
Come over here, pal. let me get his bed.
Dog bed?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this story gets really good.
I'll tell you a funny story about Shawn and bears because I was afraid to be up here.
Uh-oh.
And I said, I'm really kind of scared.
Can you hold him a little closer?
Oh, Campfire
I said, I'm
feels
really
so good.
There you go.
pretty scared of bears, and so I don't know if I want to come up there. And
Yeah.
I said, all you have to do is run faster than me, and
Yeah.
I don't run.
That's what Trevor said today.
Oh, so that's why he keeps you around.
Yeah.
You're the bear bait.
I can do
Sorry,
that.
that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm probably the slowest here at this point.
I run long distances now, but I run very slow over those.
I mean, it's been a long-standing rule of mine. I only run if something's chasing me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure bear's a good reason to.
Yeah, and you don't hike nearly as much as Shawn does.
No, Shawn definitely likes hiking more.
I don't know. It's like in the last, you kind of start to feel old.
Yeah.
And that started happening like during COVID. You didn't really get much exercise.
Yeah,
You start
nobody
feeling.
moved,
Now
yeah.
it takes like 45 minutes longer for my knees to wake up
Yeah.
than it does. I'm awake, but my knees don't want to work. It's.
He has conversations with them. Like,
I'm like, come on, knees, let's go.
Come on, man. I'm not that old yet.
"Are you working today?"
Yeah.
No? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's okay.
that's what you get for carrying a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that on the AT. But years of skateboarding and motocross.
Yeah, the AT is like on my bucket list of things to do. I'd love to through hike it,
Eh.
but I have a full-time job and I'm an adult now, and I didn't do that right after high school.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be like what you did is sections.
It's the best. So it's really cool because there's a lot of, they call them trail angels.
Okay.
So there's a AT book that comes out every year. It's got a list of like trail angels, and you can. So that's what I would do is, first I would park the zip car at like where I was going to start, and then I'd arrange with a trail angel to pick me up.
Okay. So just someone in a network that like runs errands, drop things to trailheads. Oh, nice.
Yeah, they'll also bring it, or they'll also bring you supplies. Some of them, they'll bring you back to their place, let you wash laundry.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of people along that I noticed when I was on the AT, a lot of the people that helped were people that hiked it,
Yeah.
fell in love with it, and moved close to it, so they could feel close to it. That's why I moved close to it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the
you're probably about as close as I am. I'm like 3 miles from a trailhead.
the AT is less than a mile hike
hell
from
yeah.
my front door.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You could be in Shenandoah National Park and at the bottom of my mountain, at the bottom of my, so the road up to my place is all off road.
Yeah.
So you definitely need like a Jeep to get up there.
Smart.
But
Smart. Yeah.
you could hike down to the bottom where I'm at, and you could be in the park. The trails are right there. The trailheads are right there.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely take advantage of it. We're like, we want to go for a walk, but like,
You could
let's
hike-
go for a hike.
You could go hike down to
I
Sean's
could
place.
literally hike down to your house.
You could hike down to my
I could
house.
hike from my house to your house without getting in a car.
I'll
You
meet
could.
I'll meet you there in 3 days. I'll take 81.
Oh, give me more than 3 days.
That's awesome.
I'm fat and old.
I'll tell you, if one thing coming from Philadelphia that was hard to wrap your head around, and maybe this you guys will relate to this because you guys kind of come from that concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Is that
Probably almost more than you did in Philly where we live.
Yeah.
well, the only place there was grass in Philadelphia is where the dogs pooped. You know, like so they're
Shitty spots to be.
Right, exactly. So coming out here and walking in the dirt and the grass and the rocks and feeling it underneath your feet, that you don't feel that in the city. You're like disconnected from the earth. You're like you have this layer of asphalt
Yeah.
and concrete that keep you from being in touch with it. And then you come out here and you feel it, and then like in the morning, I love like walking outside in the wet grass. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
Like I'll be at work and I'll come home and just stand on the front porch, like
Yeah.
stand in the grass, just breathing mountain air. It's awesome.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
grounding.
It's
grounding.
so how I found the place, and I found this part of Virginia was I wrote an algorithm to do that.
What?
Yeah.
You said find me a place to live that's unlike here.
You said you're not interesting. Like,
Yeah, you said I won't be a
I'm not
good person to
interested.
talk to. I'm not interesting. How'd you build an algorithm to algorithm?
Algorithm.
he's got to sound words out.
Yeah,
It's cool.
how and why did you build an algorithm
So,
to find a place to live?
we'll back up. I was a shareholder in a startup, a 15-year-old startup that aggregated MLS data,
Okay.
multiple listing data, real estate data. And we started doing
My
it.
dumbass with the Major League Soccer data. I'm like,
Multiple listing service. And when the company started, the phone of the day was the Motorola flip phone.
okay.
And we developed delivering real estate search data on the Motorola flip phone for Verizon. And that's how it started. And then we did like the Sidekick and the BlackBerry,
Yeah.
and then smartphones came out, and we decided to turn it into a SaaS company, where we actually powered 600 apps between the two app stores.
shit.
So from Zillow to Trulia
Wild.
to Keller Williams, to Berkshire Hathaway, you name it. Every major real estate application came through our platform.
Damn.
And then the company got bought out, and that was the stress that I was going through when I found adventure again in my life, and working every day and doing the grind and pounding keys and sitting behind a desk behind a computer, it just wears on you, and you don't really realize it because you're like a frog in boiling water. It's
Yeah.
just like.
You're always adjusting what's around you because you
Yeah.
have to.
Exactly. Right. And then I came out here for the first time with my Jeep, stock YJ. I've never been out here before. I hadn't camped since I was on the AT, but never camped in the Jeep. And University YouTube, and here we are.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I fell in love with the experience. The
So
way.
wait, what? We skipped the algorithm though. Why did you make an algorithm? So you wanted to get out that bad? You designed a computer program to find you a house?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
So, and it learned, it trained itself off of over 1 billion listings a day, updates.
Damn.
Everything, and not only was it just like the listing data, but it was also the image data. So the data and all the photographs that was coming in, things like, and then I would add things to the data. So the MLS data doesn't have things like altitude. So if you want to live above a certain level of elevation or altitude, you can't do that with regular MLS data. You have no idea.
Huh.
So things like points of interest, like off-road trails, fire roads, hiking trails.
So you had like 100-point search query.
More than that. My algorithm had over 1,000 different variables that I was tweaking. Everything from fresh water springs to I wanted a sunrise and a sunset view on my property.
That could be an app in itself.
Oh yeah, that's,
Yeah.
The amount of people trying to get off grid these days.
that really is an app in itself.
Yeah.
The algorithm was called conveniently located in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Nice.
That's what I was calling it, and it ended up. We ended up calling it the lifestyle search the company who bought us actually didn't want it. They had no interest in it.
Wild.
In the AI.
So do you still own
I still own it. Yeah.
Dude, that's a huge opportunity right there.
It's one of the.
if you wanted to get back into tech and doing that stuff.
Just think about all the people that were just walking around Expo that would love to move out of wherever.
Yeah.
But like, where do you start to find that? Right?
Exactly, and it takes a lot of tweaking. Algorithms. I like to call it. They're like children. So they start out like little babies, and you have to train them and teach them and tweak them and tweak this dial. Or I also explain it like it's like a guitar amp.
Yeah.
Like anyone could go buy like a Marshall JCM 800 and a Gibson SG and think they sound like AC/DC.
Right.
But you really got to like tweak that thing, like you gotta get the tone just right. You got to tweak the treble, you got to tweak the gain, you got to tweak the bass. And that's kind of like what algorithms are. Same thing. Like, and
you just keep playing with it until it works.
Until it comes out right.
This week, we'd like to thank our partners over at Rocktrix Wheels. Rocktrix has been independently manufacturing parts and accessories for the off-road industry for well over 10 years. Rocktrix offers the best high-quality, high-strength aluminum wheels for all of your off-road needs. Use code DIRTDRIVE5. That's DIRTDRIVE, then the number 5 for 5% off their entire website. You can find their website linked in today's show notes. Thank you, Rocktrix, for supporting today's show, and thank you to all of our listeners for supporting companies that support us.
All kinds of different points of interest, stuff like that. And then this was like 1 or 5 or 6 locations that came up that hit, and that's where we're at. So, and
that's so wild. I've wanted a house. Like luckily I convinced Mackenzie to buy the property in the area that I've always wanted to live in, which is like between the Shenandoah River and 81 and like 66 north, but still in Virginia. Having something like that would make that so much better.
Oh yeah, it was a cool tool, and like everyone thought it was cool. It's just, some people don't see the vision. Like, especially corporate.
Well, it's definitely a niche thing, right?
Well, just like we did, you find your vision, you back your vision up.
But that's what makes.
But that's what you're doing with Trail B&B too.
Yeah, same thing with Terra Overland. It's the whole.
So what is
experience?
Because you're at Trail and Airbnb on Instagram. What is
at Trail B&B? Yeah.
Trail B&B.
Yeah.
So is that the name of the business, or is it Terra Overland?
No, the at Trail B&B actually came from Expo last year. So we had a booth at Expo last year, and we had the first Jeep on display.
Oh, nice.
So it took me a year to find all the insurance and do all the price comparisons and figure everything out, and then I decided to register the company and then pull the trigger. So I registered the company in September of last year, so the company's a year old.
Yep.
A little over a year old.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
A little bit over a year old, and we had our first. I registered the company in September, and then the first weekend in October was Expo.
Yeah.
And we had Alpha on display.
Nice.
It wasn't
Alpha the currently blown up JK.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that.
No.
That's a very heartbreaking.
Tom's working on that one, I think.
Tom warned me, and I should have listened to him. We should have ripped all that shit out of it, and I should have listened to him from the get-go, but I didn't.
Yeah, we have found to not like that brand of supercharger.
Yeah, it was the brand that shall not be named.
Yeah,
it may rhyme with rip.
So
you said PRIP.
So you were right. Everything that you said was going to happen had happened. It just happened a lot faster than I thought it was. So yeah, but yeah, it's in the process of being upgraded, I guess.
Upgraded, fixed.
Between insurance and insurance arguments. And
so what inspired the company then? Is just giving people the access to do what you did, what you were able to do.
So when I came out here for the first time, come from the city. Now, you're coming from the city. Now, some of these people here probably can relate to this, right? Yeah. You work inside of an office, right? You sit in a cubicle. Right, you deal with jerk offs all day. B players, middle management. People have no idea what you're even doing or what you're building, trying to manage it.
Yeah,
and you just
sounds like the government.
Right.
Sounds like where I work.
Yeah. You just have to get out, right?
Yeah.
And when I came out here and I felt that freedom for the first time, like, look at this.
Yeah.
Look how gorgeous it is here. Like,
it's unbelievable.
How quiet? Yeah. Like, if we weren't talking right now.
Yeah, we're kind of ruining that. But
we're totally ruining it. I mean, but
that's right.
It's okay. We're out here enjoying it. And when I felt that freedom for the first time and slept out here for the first time, and just how far out I got in the backcountry, and I wanted to be able to give people that experience.
Yeah.
And that's what we are. Like I say jokingly, we rent Jeeps.
Yeah.
Like the videos, we rent Jeeps. But what we do, that's just me kidding around.
Well, I do love your branding too, because it's on the side, it's on the back. Like you got the rent me everywhere. Like you can't mistake what this Jeep is.
And two, the branding too all came from the George Washington.
Okay.
So all the colors, the color schemes, all the camouflage, the logo. So the red in the logo came from the maple, the Japanese maple in fall. So that's the color that is, and the tan color is the iron mud.
Nice.
So if you look at the mud on the tires and the mud on the Jeep, it all blends together.
Yeah, it is pretty much the same color.
Yeah.
And then I call this my Virginia cam. This camouflage was all designed by my in-house art team.
Oh, wow.
And this is actually in the shape of Virginia.
That's
on the
awesome.
side of the Jeep.
Oh, you got so much cool stuff you could sell.
Yeah, this has got great swag.
Yeah,
So I
this is
call
awesome.
the Virginia cam. I call it
Yeah.
multicam. Virginia
That's cool.
multicam.
Every time you have it at the shop and I gotta like drive it around somewhere, it's people are always like, "What is that?"
Yeah, it's
Oh,
awesome.
that's cool.
Yeah. I remember. I think the first time Alpha was at the shop, I was test driving, making sure the alignment and everything was good, and I stopped at the Jeep dealer to pick parts up, and like I come out of the parts department, there's like 4 sales guys walking around,
Checking it out.
like, holy shit, look at this thing! I'm like, yeah, it's-
People don't get it until they see it.
Yeah.
I'd say the best like we spent. I'm not really good on advertising. It's not my thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm not big on social media.
You're
I'm
good
not-
at the graphics advertising. Like that's fantastic.
Yeah, you got
Thank
the
you.
aesthetic down.
Yeah, like I kind of like that. It kind of has that edge to it, but it still feels soft enough that you can.
It's approachable.
It's approachable, right? It's not too military, but it's like
not a bunch of guys in sunglasses hopping out of it.
exactly. Like I wanted it to blend in to your experience.
Right.
Like when you're sitting here next to the campfire, I didn't want a big red truck here.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like I wanted it to blend into
no-
nature.
No 22s and
Yeah.
It definitely gets ducked probably more than you like. But
What's that?
So your Jeep definitely gets ducked more than you probably like.
has the Jeep ducking thing made it this far
I'm
south?
kind of cool with the Jeep ducking thing.
Oh, are you? Oh.
It's fun. It's it's cute. It's it's.
Do you guys have little Terra Overland ducks?
I was thinking about getting some.
I hate you.
You know,
Great advertising.
but I'll tell you, the kids love the Jeep wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be hanging out the window, waving at all the Jeeps.
Yeah, we were talking about that today. Like we were driving out like all these
because
Jeeps.
neither of us ever drive JKs around.
And I'm like, the only thing worse than today is driving a Jeep at Outer Banks. You just drive with your hand up the whole time. 'Cause there's so many goddamn Jeeps out there at Outer Banks. It gets old. I'm like, I love the Jeep thing, but it gets old.
Right. And it's funny too, because like some people won't even wave; they'll like go out of their way to ignore you.
Well,
so
they're
I
like,
don't-
don't wave at Gladiators because they're not.
Oh,
Gladiators
God, I
are
hate
more
that
real.
shit.
Oh.
Hey, I even wave at the XJ. The XJ deserves a wave.
I would appreciate that if I drove it on the street.
I love the XJ.
when I used to drive Scrap Heap when it was still sort of streetable.
It's never streetable.
Debatable, but like every once in a while I'd get a wave and I'm like, that person's a real Jeeper because
Yeah.
they know, they see this shit box going down the road, they know where I'm going.
To death. You're great.
They're like, that guy's gonna go beat some panels against some trees.
Right.
He's gonna have a good weekend. And then you see like the soccer mom with like 18 kids piled in the back of a brand new JL on 24s.
Yeah.
My whole thing with the
Dead straight, like I don't even exist.
my whole thing is with the Jeep brand is I'd love to buy it. Seriously, I think they've gone the wrong way with it. I
think that-
I'd love to bring it back to
we
to
did
what it should be.
we Tim and Trevor and I have beaten this one to death, but the market from the OEMs has gotten so ridiculous that
Yeah.
Jeep has no like to be the king of the brand at this point, or the market, they have to go back to the old school.
They have to go back
Jeeping
to the
thing.
roots.
Yeah,
They
because
need
they're
the-
no
they need the
longer the
luxury
only
vehicle.
off-road.
They went astray with the Jeep. They screwed it up. And
they took advantage of all the
They
the midlife crises. And
They
the,
did.
the soccer moms.
They did.
But the JK really started that back in
Yeah.
2007.
I think
Which
they're going
people-
in the right direction again.
People actually blame the 4-door JK on the Cherokee because you could fit more people in it than a.
They could-
So I'm not bashing the 4-door. So
No, so the
hold on. It's not real-
the 4-doors.
hey, you're
the-
talking
the-
about YJ guy.
The minivan of the
4-doors do
trails.
make it super accessible though,
They do.
like for everyone, which makes it more of a family mom car.
Yeah.
I do like the 4-door.
I love this 4-door too. Don't get me wrong.
So to be honest, my favorite is the long Jeep.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Which one?
The
Oh.
2006.
So
Yeah.
not the
Not a
Scrambler?
CJ8
Well,
or
I love the
CJ10.
Scrambler. I mean,
Oh, yeah, who doesn't love a
That's the
Scrambler?
OG long Jeep.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Actually,
Reagan drove that
no,
thing
you
around.
want to
right?
get real technical. The CJ6 was the real long Jeep.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, I'm
Nobody
talking
knows
about like
what
the
CJ is.
2006 LJs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the long Jeeps. They they had it right with that style.
Yeah.
You know, like enough room for gear.
It's a great proportion too, like visually.
It is.
Oh, it looks
when you
so
look
good.
at it, it
Yeah.
looks right.
There was that one that had his camping set up today.
Oh yeah,
At the
that
show
was
part.
really nice.
That was really nice.
Yeah. So I do, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the. Don't get me wrong, I love my two-door. I love the nimbleness. I love being able to get it around. Like carpet, what? Like back seats, huh? Like,
Oh yeah, the back seat's out.
What?
Yeah.
Like
I love the two-door.
I don't put the doors on it till it snows.
Right.
You know, like
I don't even have doors for my YJ or a top.
yeah, it's
That thing has a better life than anything else I own.
and they were built better. Yeah, exactly. Like
I think my dog is the only thing I treat better than
I
my
was gonna say
Jeep.
the
Your
dog
and my
maybe.
wife.
Your dog and your wife. Yeah.
My wife takes care of herself though. Like I don't have to take her out before bed every night.
Yeah. Some nights, but not every night.
Yeah, it's most nights.
it depends on what you mean by taking her out.
Out back or
She's gonna say
out to dinner.
she's gonna say I need to take her out to dinner more.
yeah. They all say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a text now on Tuesday night. Or
Why are you taking us to dinner?
Tuesday afternoon when I get to the office. I'm driving to work. We're going out to dinner tonight. You're taking me out.
I spent $100 on a pillow. I can't afford that.
Yes.
No, it was only 65.
Note to future Tom: remind your wife you bought the expensive pillow before Tuesday.
Note to future Tom, duck. Is that the running joke?
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
one Tom Walk said?
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean we're good because this is going to come out Tuesday. I'll be we'll be home Sunday night. Yeah,
You'll be good
I'll
for
remember
school.
by Tuesday morning.
Oh Jesus.
If not, I'll have. I mean Wednesday's our anniversary, so I'm going to have to.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to make it up for then if I forget.
Where were we? What were we talking about
So
before?
since you guys have been,
Okay.
let's talk about dirt nerds.
Where
for a
were
minute.
we? Where did we?
So we
no.
talked about Terra Overland.
I don't
Like-
remember. Where were we?
Oh, the 4-door. No,
you were going to take off 4 doors. Yeah, we got to finish that one.
Let's finish that story.
What I like about the 4-door is the space. You know, it's and it still works on the trail. Like we still get it in some really tight spots, and it just works. And now the proportions I feel are off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I think
I didn't like that they laid the windshield back.
yeah,
more on the
I don't
JLs.
like the new
that.
LJ.
I think they.
I don't
I
like
think they
these
had
JLs.
to.
For aerodynamics, so it's no
Yeah.
longer a
Driving
brick.
Well, it's like
billboard.
driving a wall. But
Yeah.
But
it's
now instead of having 3 inches of dashboard, you got 6.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I prefer I had a CJ. I like the small dashboard.
The
is-
no dashboard.
Yeah, like
What is the
stainless
thing?
steel
Flat,
dashboard,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
diamond plate dashboard. But no, it's when I bought my Jeep, lived in the city 20 years, didn't have a car. I got the YJ, and which is an interesting story, and in itself.
It is.
And I got the YJ, and I just that sense of adventure, experience, that freedom, that everything that it comes from, and I'm so happy that Terra Overland can provide that to people.
Yeah.
And then when people come back, they're just like, "Holy cow, it's the best experience we've ever had!" Like, you know, like, "There's the best time we ever had camping."
Well, even out
and-
today, just overlanding the 10 miles of dirt road we've been
Yeah.
on, like rock crawling's fun, but like if I could come out and do this every weekend, and you guys have kind of shown
Yeah.
that more accessibly in the stock 2-door.
Yeah, we like to do two styles of trails. We like the stock trail, which is like this. So you take a
Yeah.
regular stock 4x4. Our whole thing is you need 3 things when you come out here. You need 4-wheel drive, obviously. So that's off the list. But
Yeah.
being said, you need 4-wheel drive, right? That's what we're talking about, right? We're all 4x4 curious.
That's fantastic. T-shirt.
4x4 curious.
PJ, do the artwork.
Future PJ. Duck.
That was my invention.
That was her idea,
that's
actually.
so
She
good.
came up with that one. 4x4 curious.
That was a first.
So if you're 4x4 curious,
You need to call Terra Overland.
now you need to call Dirt Nerds.
Well, no, no.
then call Terra
No,
Overland.
they come to you, they learn,
Okay.
and then you send them our way, and we'll build the Jeep, and then we'll send them back so you guys can break it.
just send them back again.
Ping pong
That
them back and
works.
forth.
What the hell were we talking about?
What was it? 4x4?
Curious.
Oh, got it.
You don't be stealing my thing. Don't be stealing my
no, you're getting
trademark. Trademark.
We'll put your logo on
Copyright.
it too. Send us a logo without a background on it. We'll put it on there.
Yeah.
You'll be on the sleeve.
We got Philly in the house. We'll put you in
So
the carpet.
if you're 4x4 curious, all you need is good tires.
Yes.
And I only recommend Mickey Thompson.
I honestly do feel like people overlook tires from a performance standpoint. Like, everybody just goes, I want Nittos. It's like, why? What are you going to do with it? Oh, I'm going to drive it to work every day. I need to fit my parking garage. Like, you don't need $450 Nittos.
I love the Wild Peak, the Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws.
And
I'm going to go on that thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you need killer tires.
100%.
It's the most important thing out here because it's the only thing keeping you from falling off the edge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hands down,
Yep.
good tires. And a lot of people
And
like
tires are the one thing that send you over the edge financially.
Yes. It's a big
And I'm a big fan of, like if you got a 35-inch tire, you need to at least 2X.
Yep.
So like a 17-inch wheel.
Yep.
Right? Like you need that much rubber out here.
Yeah.
Right?
So
You need to be able to air down. Like, so don't go buying like 22-inch rims and putting like 35-inch tires on and think you're going to come out here and have a good time because you're going to end up with a flat.
Yep.
So number one,
and busting
great
a
tires.
really expensive wheel for no reason.
Exactly. Spend the money on the good tires.
Yep.
Just get them.
Yep.
Don't waste your time. Buy once, cry once
100%.
with the tires.
Yep.
Hands
well,
down.
then cry again every 5 years, but
Right. Exactly.
yeah, it's the only downside.
Only by Mickey Thompson. No, I'm just-
You'll get the 5 years out of those.
We're big fans of Mickey Thompson. They make amazing tires. I mean, they've been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Only off-road tires. I mean,
Yep.
there's something to be said for that. And they're made in America. So
Yep.
they're made in Ohio. So, it's
One of the few.
One of the few left. And they're made out of great rubber. So it's a great company to support. And the second thing, a first aid kit.
Oh, yeah.
You need a good first aid kit coming out here, and that includes a fire extinguisher. I include that with the first aid kit.
Yeah, we talked
emergency
about that a few
response.
weeks ago. And another thing I'm adding with my first aid kit is the trail cleanup stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to be quick on the list.
Spill
is
kit
the
stuff.
Spill kit
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Especially for our shit boxes.
Yeah. Now, I always, when I say all that, like I mean that, pack it in, pack it out.
Yeah.
Bring whatever you need to pack it, whatever you're packing in, make sure you pack it out. And then the last thing, and this is crazy, at least coming at my age, 46 years old, is people don't know how to read paper maps.
No, that's huge.
So a lot of clients, they come out and and they're like, oh, it's not going to tell us turn by turn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, man, you got to
It's
read
a little odometer thing.
Yeah,
It tells you how far you went.
They have an iPad, that you follow the blue line, but sometimes the iPad breaks. Sometimes something happens, battery
Plug it in,
dies.
yeah.
Like we give everyone paper maps.
Yep.
Plus the paper maps have more detail on it than the iPad.
Yeah, you get topo and all that stuff.
Yeah,
in the same map.
you get trails that never made it to the digital map. So you wouldn't believe, especially the younger generation, they've never read a map. They can't tell north from south.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
I've got a natural compass, but it's usually off just a little bit.
That's a lot of things.
you got
about
your
are a
own
little
true
off.
north.
Yeah.
That's all. But
Like,
yeah,
I feel like north is behind us right now, or behind me.
so you should
You're
at
looking
least
north.
be able to know how to read a paper map and know where you're at. So those are three
A little
things.
off. Yeah, I think it's a little behind you.
Yeah.
You figure those three things out, man. You're fine out here. Just have a good time.
Good to be 4x4 curious.
You could be 4x4 curious. Just come on out here.
That's
have a good time.
That's a good list because that's not the typical.
Yeah.
You need a lift and skid plates and 3 lockers and before you buy any lights. Like,
Well, the thing I tell anybody before they, like, if they're asked, I just bought a Jeep, what I should do first? Go four-wheeling.
Yeah,
Go four-wheeling
go
with
out.
a stock.
Yeah.
Find out what you need.
Exactly.
then you'll realize it's a first aid kit, map reading skills.
And
Right, exactly.
Tires for the stock.
Not a
Camp
6-inch
kitchen.
lift. Right, exactly.
I think what you should do is go out on a day adventure with Terra
Yes.
Overland because we
Yes.
will teach you how to four-wheel drive.
And-
when the
yeah,
tires hit the
So
dirt,
will you
get
teach
in
them
the
in their
driver's
will you
seat.
teach them in their own Jeeps? So if they come out and they want to, hey, I just bought this, how the F do I use it?
Yeah.
Will you show them how to use their Jeep?
Yeah,
we-
that's the Dirt Nerds
Yeah,
package.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the,
Another collab.
that's the base camp thing too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to do. So when we started, I wanted to touch I call it all 4 food groups. So the first food group is, hey, we're just hanging out. We want to go out for the day. I've never been in a Jeep. A lot of these people come from Washington, D.C. They've never been in the woods before.
Yeah.
Like ever. And then they see like a bear and you wouldn't believe the look on their face.
That's
Or like
just the tip package.
Right. So that's just
Seeing the bear?
right. That's to
Or
get your
meeting the
feet
bear.
wet, right? That's to get your feet wet package.
Pineapples.
And then we have the overnight package.
marshmallow.
Different type of bear.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
What's up, Bert Kreischer?
Yeah.
Marshmallow.
Different type of bear.
What were we talking about? Oh. So you got the day package. So you come out for the day, 4-6 hours.
Speaking of bears, come get your day package.
Come get your day package. I got a package for you.
This was a family podcast.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, there it goes. Only 2 beers in. But and then we have the overnight, the Trail B&B package.
Yeah.
So you can rent it, take it for a week, take it for an overnight, take it to Alaska and back.
Hell yeah.
Can you do that in an overnight?
No, well, what we have done.
I feel like it's over. Yeah, it's like an over month.
Yeah, well, what we have done is we shipped the Jeep out to Seattle, and then they took it up to Elastic. They took it up to the
And we lost Shawn.
Arctic Circle. They went up to the Arctic Circle and back, and then came back to Transamerican
What
Trail.
Jeep is that? Is that Bravo or Alpha?
They took Alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
They fit in the shipping containers on purpose.
Yeah, the idea was that they had to fit in a shipping container.
Okay.
That's so cool.
So yeah, we can ship them anywhere, and the whole idea is.
So was that y'all's trip or was that someone else's trip?
No, it's a client.
Someone's like, "Hey, fly me your Jeeps."
It was somebody from yeah.
That sounds expensive.
That sounds very expensive.
Well, we didn't fly it; we shipped it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
yeah,
That still sounds expensive.
yeah. They didn't care; they were having a great time.
The
That's
Jeeps?
awesome. Yeah, the Jeeps.
The Jeeps had a blast.
Yeah.
You should believe the stories Alpha was telling me on the way back. Like,
Can only hope the podcast takes off enough where we can just
Ship
go
our Jeeps?
ship them. Just hop in them and
go. Yeah.
Because that would mean we
We'll
have
have
enough
nice
money
Jeeps.
to have nice Jeeps.
we're getting the dual sports first.
yeah. I think we want to. I said we should get Honda Groms and throw some.
Those are so
Like,
small.
I know that's the
Your
best
backs
part.
are gonna hurt like
Yeah, with
100
the
miles
Grom, you're
in.
not gonna be
Thick Boys
comfortable.
off road goes mopeding.
We could buy Groms now. We can afford those now. Didn't Bam Bam get one for like $1,000?
Yeah. Bam Bam's twice the size of me.
Yeah, it's
Can you imagine that man riding a Honda Grom?
a bear on a motorcycle.
they're knee high.
Can you imagine how your back would
That's
feel? Like,
Yeah. Those are for Brian and children.
Brian's back is also bad, and we're still hurt.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
So, but yeah, I mean, ever since we've been bringing our trucks to Dirt Nerds, they've been staying on the road.
That's good.
Yeah. You know how hard it is keeping 3 Jeeps on the road? I mean, come on.
You still have the YJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
The YJ is is my daily driver, actually.
Is it your original YJ from Philly?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I will not give that. You'll have to, when
Get
I
buried in it.
die,
Yeah.
Get buried in it.
That's-
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Goes to Dirt Nerds?
It goes, it's,
I wish I could
You're
be
being
that
recorded.
attached to a vehicle. Like
I am. I'm attached to 2 vehicles now.
the love that I have driving that truck,
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
Jeep,
yeah.
oh my God, like just driving it, like tops off, doors open,
so great.
for me though, like I don't
the freedom.
And just like that's the reason that like Mackenzie's been back and forth about keeping her Jeep.
Right.
But we take the doors and top off, and it's the best thing she's ever bought.
It's like, forget it. Yeah.
I'm like, why? Like, you have to remember this feeling. That's why you never want to sell this vehicle.
so like I've had
It's a Jeep thing.
Yeah.
I've had tons of cars, and I've had probably 4 or 5 Jeeps at this
Since
point.
I've known you.
Yeah, in the last 5 years. I just don't get attached to the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, I've never understood why, because there are vehicles I've loved, and I'm like, I want that car back. But every time I buy a car, I tell my wife, nope, this is the last one. I'm keeping this one forever. And
you
6
buy
months
another
later,
one?
I'm on Facebook Marketplace going, hey, check this one out.
Yeah.
Finish the one you have first. They're never really done.
Yeah, it's kind of thing. They never are really done.
But
In fact,
yeah.
I wanted to put a new lift on the YJ.
Sure.
So we got to talk about that.
Yeah, the Camaro and my truck are those cars for me that I'll never sell.
Yeah, I mean, I love my truck like that too, but everything's got a price.
Fair. If someone offered me 20 grand cash,
If somebody came up to me and was like, "Is that an LB7?" Yeah.
here's a $20,000 certified
Yeah,
check.
yeah,
All right.
We're going to the bank.
Yeah.
Like, it's yours. Take the keys. You can.
Yeah, I don't.
You can drive it to the bank.
Yeah.
Work on your way. I don't care. It's insured.
Yeah.
Too many experiences for me happen in my truck.
get that.
I don't think I
I get
could.
that though.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a pivotal time of your life as
Yeah.
well that you attained that. And it created so much opportunity for you
Yeah.
emotionally,
Sean gets a
in
Square
every
Headlight
way.
Squad shirt.
He does.
What's that?
We want to make shirts that are Square Headlight Squad. Because everyone always hates, oh, it's not a real Jeep. It doesn't have round headlights. And it's like,
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
It's more of a Jeep because it's the outcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the whole point, right?
It's a different. What I love about the Jeep too is everyone's different.
Yeah.
You know how awesome it is to go to like a Jeep thing and every single Jeep is different.
You find something new.
Something
on
is
every
different
Jeep,
on every Jeep. I love that. Like, you know, and that's just because there's such a great aftermarket for it.
Oh, it's
insane. And that the community, everything.
Yeah.
It's just
as much as I love a Jeep, I love everything that's also not a Jeep too. Like the not a Jeeps are almost.
That's because we're gearheads. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's our.
Well, I mean, and also too, I mean, the history.
Right.
That right there. I mean, without this,
yeah.
we never won World War II.
It's the longest running model that's never been stopped.
Yeah.
Like there's the names have always come and gone. Like a Wrangler, I mean, technically isn't a CJ, but the concept of that vehicle has never stopped for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the name Jeep was associated with it, like right
Military.
Off the,
The Jeep wave came.
Yeah.
Yeah. But think about it. World War II.
Do you know the story of why they called it the Jeep?
What's that?
Do you know the story of why they called it a Jeep?
I've heard a couple different.
Yeah,
I
there's a
don't
couple
know.
versions of
There's
it.
a couple versions, but it came from like a comic or something.
So yeah, Eugene the Jeep
Eugene
from
the
Popeye.
Jeep, yeah.
Yeah. And then General Purpose is the I guess the soldiers called them GPs.
Yep.
So between the GP and the Popeye Jeep character.
So I like to
because the Jeep
think of it as
Jeep
a
character,
blend thing. Like
the Jeep character was a go anywhere, do anything
anything.
creature.
Yeah.
Like magical creature.
Yep.
Well, and that's, I think the whole GP abbreviation, when you look at it, you know, that comes to mind, and that's just. I think it's a combination of the two.
I mean, like, take a step back. World War II. Most wars before that were fought on all the wars before that were fought on horseback.
Yeah.
You know, like, and now we have like these big monster tanks that move super slow.
Yeah, you ever park
and
next
then-
to a flat fender
and
in your JL?
Like, could you imagine like just being a soldier and seeing these Jeeps roll off the boat?
Oh yeah.
Like, could you imagine?
Just
like,
laughing and
like,
what the hell?
What the hell? Like,
I gotta
these
drive this across Europe.
Right.
You're out of your mind.
But imagine like two GIs in the back of that thing running circles around a German tank all day
Right.
long. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just think about it. Like, just the concept.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing. Like 4-wheel drive.
Yep.
Like, come on.
I love the old.
You said running around a tank, and I was just imagining the turret literally driving in circles. the turret's chasing
Just
it.
shit, they can't keep up with it. Like, and they're just throwing like grenades into the thing, you know, like all day long. Like, it's just amazing that 10 days, 2 Americans in Pennsylvania designed this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
4-wheel drive, the Little Devil engine,
Yeah,
like
the Go
that
Devil.
whole the 2,000 pounds,
Yep.
like, and they couldn't believe
Shipped
that
in
it
a
worked.
crate.
Shipped in a crate.
Yeah.
Assembled in a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Assembled in a few hours. Have you
Yeah.
seen those videos?
Like, one Jeep breaks down, you grab an axle off another Jeep, and just swap it out right in the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant.
All right.
Genius. Hands down.
So I get the emotional connection through the YJ, but why, as you get deeper into overlanding, do you stick with Jeeps when you know the Toyotas and the trucks and everything else are
Like classic Overlanders are like Toyota 4Runners or Land Cruisers.
like like the I don't want to say they're better suited because I know why I would pick a Jeep over one of those, but
yeah.
they're
Why do you stick with it?
why do you stick with it?
That's a great question. In fact, when I started it, friends were like, "Oh, you're going to rent Toyotas too?"
Yeah.
Screw Toyota.
Look,
Listen,
you know, I don't want to
overlanding's
get
no
in
fun
a
if we
war
break down.
with.
I get it.
I don't want to get in a war over Jeep versus Toyota because
Do it. Start
that's
it.
the reason why
That's how you
I'm
go
running the
viral.
business by myself, to be honest, and started it by myself,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't, everyone can't agree, and
You kind of dirt nerds. We love everybody
Yeah.
and-
except for Land Rovers.
Hey,
Except for Land Rover.
I'm gonna be honest. The Toyotas have their place, you know, but I'll be the main reason it's not Jeep versus Toyota. It's solid axle,
Yeah.
Okay.
hands down. Archimedes at work, and when you can see
your boy Ark up in the building.
right when you see Archimedes at work and how the Jeep handles off-road versus a Toyota, then you'll know why you drive a Jeep.
Yeah.
100% agree.
And
Yeah, they had some of those Broncos flexed out today, and I'm like,
What?
That's not. They had the Broncos
Yeah.
flexed out on these fake rocks. I'm like, that's not anything.
Well,
And in
they're not
fact,
doing flexing
it will
anymore.
never-
It breaks in half.
Wait, it'll never behave like that on the trail.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because once the back goes down and the solid axle goes down, the front axle is going to come up because there's nothing pushing it down.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? It's a lever, people. Right? Like, the best thing to do is when you have one up in the air, the other one gets forced down.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah. everybody.
That's the idea of the anti-rock sway bars.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, big springs.
It's Archimedes at work, right? It's pure physics. So when it comes down to it, the Jeep is better, physically speaking, to be out here.
So, but
as a
with
vehicle.
the mild stuff like overlanding though, is the Jeep really? Is it overkill?
No. So if you're
Because
driving backcountry roads and some fire roads here and there, Toyota will get you around, right? But
the argument we always get is the Toyotas, the Broncos, that independent front suspension is so much more comfortable.
who cares?
That I'm with you.
Okay,
you don't have to convince me.
All right, well,
We'll hit that train track
if
today.
you
I
wanted
kinda
a
care.
luxury vehicle, if you want a luxury vehicle, buy a luxury vehicle.
Right.
Don't buy a Jeep.
If you don't buy a Jeep.
Yeah.
If you want an off-road vehicle that you're gonna,
Right.
there's a big difference
It's
for
offered,
me.
it's offered with luxury rather than luxury with
Exactly.
off-road.
I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, there's a big difference between trail rated and trail worthy.
Yeah.
So these trucks are being beat on 24 hours a day,
Constantly.
7 days a week
by formal people.
by people who really don't wheel.
Yeah, and then by people who don't wheel, but people who wheel really well, and by rednecks trashing them in the woods.
Exactly.
And they hold up. Like you get bad parts. Like you'll have a sway bar, or not a sway bar, a track bar bush and go bad, but that's easy. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you get
they're super easy fixes if you're mechanically inclined.
exact. Even if you're not mechanic, like I was a computer nerd. You know what I mean? Like my YJ was the first vehicle I've owned in 20 something years since I was a teenager. You know, it's like, you learn. You know, it's you again, University of YouTube. You know, like something breaks, you figure it out.
Yeah, like University of YouTube rather than YouTube certified. That's good.
YouTube certified.
YouTube certified.
Sound smarter.
Yeah, I went to university.
I went to University of Google. I went to University of Google.
YouTube.
Welcome back, Tom. Thanks for stoking the fire as we sit over here
Feeling
cold.
good now.
It's kind of
I'm
a weird campfire conversation if you're not by a campfire.
Damn it, mobile electricity.
Yeah.
But no, it's so I'm a fan of the Jeep because it's capable.
Yeah.
Off the lot, it's capable.
That would be the
You don't have to
argument
do
I would
anything
make
to
as
it.
well.
Yeah.
It's like I get it. I get the appeal of being comfortable when you are going to the trail and coming back, but like
But comfortable, really? What you get
how
knocked
comfortable
around a little
well,
bit?
how comfortable are you going to be when you're stuck because your CV axle threw a boot and now you're in the middle of the woods because
Or all three tires are
Yeah.
off the ground because
Yeah.
you're in some bad situation and the whole car's leaning sideways.
kids
and
start
like,
screaming and crying in the back seat.
like seriously, like I've had friends with like FJs and Sequoias, and like I thought they were gonna flip over
Yeah.
on like a simple obstacle, and here I just like cruise right over it. Like it's like
yeah.
Yeah, see some of those with like those manufacturer flex tests. Like, look how this does on this thing with it's got like 2 foot risers and it's just teeter tottering.
that's not real world.
Yeah.
Come out here to the real world, put it to the test, and you'll see why a solid axle makes more sense. Now, it drives like a pickup truck on the road. A small baby pickup truck, but it's a truck.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you bought it.
It's got a solid frame.
Solid frame. It's a truck.
And
it's not a luxury vehicle.
And I think, and this may come from years of driving shit vehicles and like old classics and stuff, but 4 solid axles on big, heavy off-road tires, these things ride well.
Really well.
I can't believe how well this thing drives.
It's not your BMW, it's not a Lexus, but like, I mean, I drive a lot of different Jeeps with a lot of different tires on it, and the JL specifically has gotten so much better than the JKs.
This does drive better than the JK.
It becomes, if you're buying something off the lot, it becomes in my opinion, no argument. You go buy one like a Rubicon, and you don't have to do a thing.
Nothing.
Like
this Bravo's a stock Rubicon.
Well, the other cool thing that Jeeps come with that other vehicles don't is like immediate friends. But no, seriously, that's why people get into it, because if you're moving to a new area,
it's a cult.
and you got a Jeep, you can go to any Jeep meet and meet up.
I've
with
never seen drive past 2 Toyotas like behind them. They'll never wave at one another.
Yeah,
they do, but
get your Corolla in my
but
different Toyotas.
Yeah.
These are trucks. Those are toy. There's a reason why I call it a Toyota.
Yeah.
It's a toy.
It's a great daily driver.
It's a great daily driver. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool 4x4 car if it's snowing and you need,
and like, but even some of the fire roads and stuff, like, if that's all you're gonna do, get a Toyota.
Yeah.
If you want to,
and you're gonna cruise down the highway a lot, then get a Toyota.
Or if you got a big family, You know, but I guess that's what the Cherokee or Wagoneer would be for. But
Yeah, well,
I don't see a lot of those going on the trails, even like today.
No, I know. That's why I really
Like
want
they're gonna get lost. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, where are
don't
we?
even see-
Do I put it in 4-wheel drive? There's no more pavement.
Yeah.
No, buddy.
yeah, it is what it is. It's. I think Toyota lost its way too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean,
Oh, they
look
did.
at the old FJs. They were in line with you know with
the
a
Jeep.
rugged vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, this is not supposed to be a sport utility vehicle. It's supposed to be an off-road vehicle, a
Yeah.
truck. You
Right.
know, like
They kind of designed it into the class.
Yeah.
But they also kind of designed its own class when they really released the 4-door.
Yeah, and I feel like for years it's been like a small thing, right? Like, oh, you got a Jeep, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
Jeeps were a cool thing, and then with the wow, brain freeze.
With the 4-door?
No,
that what you're talking about?
No, like as the 4Runners and off-roading grew, Jeep didn't change anything.
No, because they didn't have to.
Well, and that's the thing. They didn't, but now it's grown into they have to appeal to everybody,
And they've got to adapt now, too.
right? And that's where the 4-door comes in.
Yeah.
and it works. And the beauty of it is like the off-road market's just like, yeah, whatever. We'll just put more stuff in it.
Yeah. Lots of more,
Yeah.
like everything. The build-outs.
Like, oh,
today
you made
were
it bigger.
ridiculous.
Like, all right, cool.
Cool. We'll cram more shit in it.
It's just,
Oh, we can't fit it in it? Let's put it on it.
oh, the payload's really small. Yeah, we'll just make bigger springs and
Yeah.
like just it's wild what people love about these things.
Yeah.
This week, we'd like to thank our partners over at Rocktrix Wheels. Rocktrix has been independently manufacturing parts and accessories for the off-road industry for well over 10 years. Rocktrix offers the best high-quality, high-strength aluminum wheels for all of your off-road needs. Use code DIRTDRIVE5, that's DIRTDRIVE, then the number 5, for 5% off their entire website. You can find their website linked in today's show notes. Thank you, Rocktrix, for supporting today's show, and thank you to all of our listeners for supporting companies that support us.
I nicknamed this one Brava.
Brava.
It's mine. Brava.
Brava. Like Brava.
She's
Because it's
mine.
her Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alpha's
Is there a fun name behind Alpha? Or is it just because it was the first one?
A,
Alpha's
B,
the first
Alpha,
Jeep I ever
Bravo.
drove in my life.
Is it really?
And I drove it to Expo.
NATO phonetic.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
So what's the YJ then? What's or is it just the YJ?
was named Oscar Mike
Okay.
before the company existed.
Okay.
So that has it's always been Oscar Mike. It'll always be on a mission.
Yeah.
And
Is that what that means? Is that what Oscar Mike means?
yep, on a mission. Like Lima Charlie is loud and clear.
Yep.
So yeah, it's Oscar Mike is the YJ, and then all these, like, I wanted a cool naming scheme, but I didn't want to have to come up with new names for every truck. So
Yeah.
Alpha, Bravo,
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie, Delta.
Nice.
And then 1 is because it's the first location. So
Yeah.
my thing was with the Jeep rentals is you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, you've sent them anywhere.
yeah, you can send them anywhere, but you could have base camps everywhere.
Yeah.
So like you can have them in Moab, you can have them,
Yep.
you know, you can have them in Colorado, you can have them wherever. Just wherever you have decent trails, you know.
Yeah.
And
So you're gonna be like Alpha 1, then like
Alpha 2.
Yeah.
Alpha 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So depending on location.
Good way to keep track of the fleet.
Yeah. And that was the other thing too, is the easier way to keep track of the fleet. But really,
How
it was
many
just
Jeeps are you planning for the fleet? You're gonna take over the country?
so
One in every state.
I see it as a
More than
worldwide
that.
eventually becoming. So for me, and this might be the beer speaking. And
When is it not?
And you don't have to edit this out. That we could.
Oh no, we're not editing anything.
Oh, okay. For me, Terra Overland, I never felt the need to breed.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. You know, I don't have. You know, I have nieces and nephews who are amazing and everything, but I just never felt the need to have kids. I never felt like the need of that kind of legacy.
Yeah.
But I did feel the need to.
Well,
have,
that's very our. You said what you're 40. You're not really our generation, but that's kind of what
Close
what this age group has in like common with each other is like we don't feel the need to. Not all of us feel the need to reproduce.
Yeah, I don't need 2.5 children and you know,
picket fence.
Yeah, it's that's what I
Tax
got away
write-offs.
from.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I escaped from, and So I wanted to have some kind of legacy that gave an experience, that taught people something new, gave something to people that never happened before. So the plan is that once Terra Overland broke even, I was going to turn it into 100% employee-owned business.
That'd be cool.
And that way, when I passed on, it would be left to the employees that worked for it and continued to run it. It would be owned and ran by the employees.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, I am the only employee, so I own it. Well, Dawn, obviously. But she kind of works for free, so I don't know if I call it an employee.
Volunteer.
The joys of being the owner.
She's volunteering. But it's
a nonprofit now.
The goal, though, for me is that this should live on beyond me. And that's why, you don't really see my name attached to anything. Like, everything, it's all by itself, so it can stand on its own. It's independent. It's not like Shawn's Jeep Company.
Right.
I wanted it to be, that's why it's called Terra Overland, which is Latin for Earth. So I saw it, being like a worldwide brand. And I see it growing as big as the employees want it to grow.
What's this kind of the same thing we saw with Dirt Nerds? It's just kind of be not like a lifestyle brand, because that sounds annoying and like super YouTubey, but like be its own thing and like develop into like a media company, which we're kind of forging our way into now.
Working on it.
Thank you. Actually, by the way, thank you to everyone who listens, because I'm astounded every week that we have people listen at all.
I'll tell you right now, if you're not a Dirt Nerds customer, you need to become one.
Customer, supporter, join our Facebook group.
Yeah. They do an amazing job on their work is impeccable. Our Jeeps are top notch. They're always in tip top shape. And and whenever we have a problem, Tom, like Sunday night at 9 at night, I'm like, yo, do you have
that's a Terra Overland special request?
You have a 35-inch tire. I need one now.
You got to take us four-wheeling to get that luxury. Or come with us four-wheeling and be a really cool guy.
Yeah.
So, these guys bend over backwards for their customers, and we're grateful that you guys manage our fleet. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to keep the Jeeps on the road.
Yeah, thanks for choosing us and taking us out. Like, I hate...
We've been wanting to do this for so long.
I was going to say, I hate saying this because I own the shop, but, like, we don't get out on these trails and these public trails as much as
this is my first time in my life.
Yeah, this is literally...
Is this the first time you guys have been in the GW?
Yep.
I've been in the GW. I've done Skyline Drive and whatnot. I've hiked the area, but I've never
put it forward drive. Yeah, I've never put it forward drive.
Oh man!
To see.
Yeah.
So when you're asking us the questions, say, "Have you guys ever been out here? Been out here?" I'm like, "Tom, just tell them we've never been out here before."
Yeah. I feel you guys are from Virginia, and I mean,
no, we're from what'd you call it, Western DC?
Yeah,
Western
I call
DC,
it. You guys are from the other side of the mountain. That's right.
Yeah.
That's Western DC, not Virginia.
Yeah. I technically live on this side of the mountain. I'll claim that now. I live on the mountain that divides the areas.
The people are even different over there on that side of the mountain.
Yeah, just going from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain.
It's that
It's
weird
literally
in
that
between.
different.
I hate going over there, man. I'll tell you, it's different people over there. It's for sure. It's like being back in Philly.
Yeah.
Everyone's rude and miserable.
See, I like it.
Everyone's got their own agenda, and they're more important than you are.
Yeah.
I'm a strong-willed personality, so I don't mind the chaos.
Hey.
It's my morning entertainment is yelling at people and
me driving
like sitting in traffic going, look at this idiot.
Me driving for you today made me realize I wasn't strong-willed enough.
Tim is one of those guys that's like in the left lane and then in the right lane and then back in the left lane. Like you're trying to pass them, but they're like they're going just fast enough.
I'm trying to be polite, but it makes me an asshole.
I'm riding shotgun like, oh God, please just speed up. Just if you
because I was only doing 78, which was nowhere near fast enough.
You also didn't slow down. Like you got in the right lane and you kept the same speed you had in the left lane, and then 30 seconds later we had to get back in the left lane to pass another truck. When you could have just stayed in the left lane.
It's the way I live my life.
It's terrible.
You'll have to deal with it all the way to Vegas in like 3 weeks.
No, I'm gonna sleep while you're driving.
That's fine. Apparently you can sleep while I'm driving though, so that's good.
Yeah, it's usually the only thing I can do in a car if I'm not driving is sleep, because 90% of drivers make me sick.
Yeah.
So Dawn.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Dawn, hold it up.
Dawn, tell us your story. Why are you still here?
Yeah, how do you put up with him? He's
Show
a
up,
pain in
show
the
up for
ass.
a weekend and never leave.
So there's a movie that's called I Am Not an Easy Man. Shawn is similar, but
So it doesn't put out?
It's more like living with Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, nice. Isn't he gay?
Besides that,
That's really concerning.
that would
but not his character's
No,
not.
the character's not.
explain
Oh,
the
but he is,
actor
he is in
actor,
real life.
yeah.
Okay.
no. I mean, I came out
get
here.
that. I sense that with the hour drive over here with the endless facts.
The endless
I learned
facts.
so much about.
What was a
South
proud
Central
Alaskan
Virginia?
cow? What-
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on now. Hey.
Did you know that Virginia had 3 types of beef?
No.
One cooked, uncooked,
we have
and
3
medium.
three types of major cows that we have here. Look, hey. I love Virginia so much.
Tell everyone your cow fact. One tastes
We'll
beefier
see.
than the other.
Hey, wait.
Beef.
That's saved when you come out here and you go on the trip.
Oh, I'm gonna remember that forever.
It's on my
every
notepad.
time I drive by a field of cows with somebody, I'm going to tell them this fact.
Hey, shit, that
Did you
one's
know that Virginia has the red Angus beef cow?
and it tastes beefier than the others. What is it?
Australian.
Australia. that's what it is.
Australian, yeah. That was hilarious. Driving with you was so great.
That was awesome.
We were talking about it. Where we were coming through town talking about it. We're like, radios are weird for us because we were growing up in the fire department and saying
yeah.
don't talk on the radio. Then we're in a group like with you or like the Baltimore boys, and they're all just chatting up. I'm like,
Yeah, we
they
chatted
need,
up
they
like,
need
"Look
to
it
Get off the radio.
like, they
so
need to
bad
leave the
on
air
the
clear. What
radio,
if something happens?
Oh, we're like, yeah, we when we're in a big convoy and we're cruising around, there's like 5 or 6 of us, like just
Well,
having a good time.
You just need a headset on Vox then, like pushing the button and like constantly picking the thing up.
we have a great time.
I felt so official with you calling into the radio center. 7 Delta Alpha Alpha 7 Niner.
We are on ham radios, and
This is who I am. This is Channel Clear.
That was my other problem. When I'm in fire department mode, it's easy because like I'm in a fire truck, like I'm in the firehouse. It's easy to remember not to cuss on the radio. But like
yeah.
cruising with the windows down in a
yeah.
Jeep, I'm like, that's fucking cool. That's really cool.
Hey guys, that's a cool fact about cows.
You know, it's
Because
funny.
all this was coming over the radio. So some operator, someone was like, that's a really fucking cool fact about cows.
So, Dawn, did you finish your story?
And then something about Harry Potter.
Dawn didn't finish your story.
We have terrible
I could
ADD.
pretty much sum it up in one sentence. I have always preferred a life less ordinary.
Yes. Well, I think
That's the adventure thing, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's
all
the
different
easiest way to
things I've
sum up
done in my
adventure.
life.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't the oddest thing I've
well,
ever
it's
done.
a
so.
it's a cool normal for you though. Like
Yeah.
people may look at it like it's crazy. She
Yeah.
does what? But
Yeah.
it's like how do you feel? That's a cool normal to have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can definitely say like for me, like the adventure thing is definitely a big one for me. Like I went to college and never moved back home. I bounced around 5 different states, and every year I was like, I'm gonna get a new apartment. Like I'm not renewing this lease, and I always moved. It took me a while to like actually settle in.
Yeah.
But then even then I got bored and I was like, I'm gonna start a business.
Yeah.
Like the adventure, like you need it anywhere you get it. You know, if it's
Well,
a
even
weekend out jeeping, if,
Sitting
like,
at work, you're like, I just need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people don't have that release to get out of there. The release is drugs, alcohol, something
Right.
else.
Yeah.
We have this where we can. I need to get away from
drugs
this.
would be cheaper.
Drugs would be
I will tell you, if I was in the
You can
Jeeps
have
when I was
all
a
those
kid,
things together.
true. That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
when you're an adult,
Bad drugs.
Yeah. No, we're not doing bad drugs. We're doing the good.
No, that's what I'm
drugs.
saying. Is the bad drugs are bad.
Is weed even a drug anymore?
Depends on what state you're in.
Here it's not. It is technically here.
well, here we are. We're in a federal park, I think.
Yeah, well, and it just.
I guess it would be illegal here.
Oops.
Whoa, whoops.
Not
FBI
mine.
I think this
officer.
doesn't broadcast live.
FBI, we're in a federal park in Mexico.
We're at a private campground. We're in my backyard.
Private property. You can't prove it.
in Mexico. We're in
I
Mexico.
have a patient card. I'm legal.
They ship the Jeeps.
They
ship the
all
Jeeps.
hers. Got it. Here, you should slide that.
That still doesn't work on federal because
Tell them the story
yeah.
the first time you drove Alpha, and I took you out wheeling, and we did Second
Oh, that was
Mountain.
so
I took her
fun.
to Second Mountain for
On
her first trail.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
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 So he got very far ahead of me, and he said, "Just go all the way back there, and you're going to go through all these mud holes." And
I was taking pictures.
Never
oh nice.
really driven.
What were you driving?
I was driving the
Alpha,
YJ,
wasn't it?
Oh nice.
Yeah.
and you were driving Alpha.
Yeah. So he said, "Whatever you do, And there's tons of mud holes in a row. He said, whatever you do, don't stop in the water. Just keep going.
Yeah, I call that send it.
So he's way ahead of me. And I was having so much fun when I got to him. I was cracking up laughing while I was driving. I like splashed him on the way by. And I just kept on going. And he turned to me, he's like, wait, calm down.
Imagine just his little legs getting it, just chasing you down.
I know.
Like my little JK on 38 through the woods.
Screw you guys. I'm out of here. This is awesome.
I'm in the Jeep. Good luck catching me. See you later.
He told me
He's
not to
5'6", but he's all torso. Those legs don't move very quick.
Now these knees.
Yeah, we heard about those earlier.
Yeah, that was so fun.
But we hear that one all the time. Like, oh yeah, I drove a Jeep once, and now I own one, and all my friends have Jeeps, and I convinced my neighbor to get a Jeep, and my basement's Jeep
hang out with other Jeepers. Like,
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, I got a Jeep tattoo.
Exactly.
I was telling them.
Are we getting those in
Bravo's
Vegas?
Really mine. It's Brava.
I have
Brava.
Peter drawing me one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was chasing you, and you were just
He was
laughing.
I was just
at
taking
him.
pictures. I'm like, I couldn't cross the creek. It was like a creek.
You know how
So I
that's-
needed her to come
yeah.
back and get me to get over the creek, and she just kept going. I'm like, wait.
and you know how he runs, so
Oh, here we go. Make fun of the fat kid, the fat nerdy kid who can't run.
You're just the nerdy kid. We're the fat kids.
Yeah, we're the fat guys over here. That's our.
If you're fat, we're fucking monsters.
I was a kid in high school. I was a kid in high school
Christ.
playing D&D and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. Nice.
you're still doing that.
Yeah.
I still play Friday Night Magic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man.
Yeah. So,
I've heard.
Have you guys ever played? It's one of my favorite camping games, Magic the Gathering. You guys ever play?
No, I've not.
Oh, it's like part chess, part poker.
I'm already out. That's
I prefer
way too much
podcasting.
thinking.
This is much more fun.
I like to eat. Remember how the comment I made earlier, where it's like all my hobbies involve eating?
Yeah.
I think my hobby is eating.
Just eating in different places.
Just eating in different places. I spend a lot of money to go eat somewhere else, and it's not a restaurant.
In the woods.
It's a worse way to think about it if you think about it the other way. I spend all this money to go shit in different places. That's a that sucks.
No, because depending on the trip, I hold it till I get home.
Yeah, I'm definitely holding. I'm holding it till sheets tomorrow at least.
Oh yeah, you're always safe at the sheets.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You guys got to get a Thunderbox.
The hell's a thunderbox?
Oh.
Is that a,
I'm intrigued.
Take a guess.
never
is that
seen a
is that a
Thunderbox?
shit box?
Oh, my God. This
And
thing's-
not the type of you
Okay,
drive?
hold on. Wait. So, the Thunderbox.
a little-
Do we have another new?
Hey,
little
Thunderbox.
shitbox.
Hold on.
The
Wait.
name is
Hold on.
fantastic.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Thunderbox.
sound like Leanne Kreischer.
Mic check.
Have you seen that one? This on.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get new pop screens when we're done.
That's fine. I don't like the green ones anyway. That's all right.
You don't like the green one? It's on
They're
brand,
they're-
Timothy.
They're
It's
gonna
on
be,
brand.
They're going to be distracting in videos.
That's the point.
That's the point.
You want to see everyone's face if you're watching a YouTube.
No, but that's, you get the fancy mic things that hold it up here.
You know, you could. You could do
You're just deep throating.
Just put a dick on it.
Or make it disappear. It'll disappear.
Yeah, it'll disappear in your mouth, motherfucker. Nothing's getting edited out. This is all going up.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
No, but honestly, these would disappear on green screen. Like if we do like the Zoom backgrounds, like.
No, we're not doing Zoom backgrounds.
But when we can, our podcast can be from anywhere.
It could, and I've thought about that. And we're actually gonna have, hopefully, gonna have remote guests on at some point too in the future.
Hopefully, yeah.
So that'd be awesome.
I'm working on a couple things.
Some things are working on us. We have a bunch of people reach out to us.
Yeah,
So
it's been a busy couple
I'm
weeks.
excited for that. That'll be it's gonna be a busy couple next month and a half. Get
yeah,
married.
yeah, 'cause you had to get married.
I get married and then I'm gone. We're gone. For
I was
a
gonna say
week.
you get married the week after SEMA.
Yeah.
Let's just hope we make it back.
Then we're coming back down here. I'll text you. We're thinking about running the MABDR from our wedding down to Hot Springs.
Oh, nice.
So
From where?
We're coming from Marshall, so I think it's right on the West Virginia line.
Marshall's not that far west.
So what is that, Route 250?
I think
It's right on
29.
55. Right up
55,
55,
okay, yeah.
50
That's a great run.
55 to Covington after.
Actually, why don't you take it all the way north and just take it home?
well, so we might do that too.
Yeah.
So run it down there, and
We're
going
going
to
to do some of that tomorrow.
Okay.
Sweet.
We're going to do some of that trail tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think we've got. He probably forgot. I've talked to Travis about it. He said he wanted to run it with us. And
Travis
we
was
keep
supposed to come
going.
this weekend, but
Yeah. So if you guys want to, she's given us permission to run. We're giving me permission to run it with friends on our wedding day.
Night. What day is
day
that?
after the wedding.
The day after the wedding day,
Yeah.
Darwin's wedding day, the 12th.
So this is kind of like
November
your bachelor
12th.
party then, huh?
So this is my second bachelor party today.
Nice.
My third bachelor party is in 3 weeks in Vegas.
Oh God!
Except for those.
Why do you get 3 bachelor parties?
I don't. We're just going on trips and we're doing more things this year.
Should have got married last year,
Yeah,
like everybody else.
working on it. There was other things going on, like house things and COVID things and job things.
So starting businesses and
Yeah.
spending money and
And this year's just been busy because we're
Busy
busy. Just shop, podcast, trips,
life.
Yeah, you're gone every other weekend that you're gone is for personal stuff.
Yeah, I honestly like.
Not the.
I can't plan anything fun between now, which is mid-October, and Christmas.
Yeah.
Like it's wild.
Yeah, I've got no fun time.
Yeah, I have a vacation
then.
from Transamerican that I still haven't redeemed.
Is that still
Because
available?
oh shit,
So
I'll get to that when I get.
probably not.
Might.
I have to book that. Or
Yeah, I'm
Monday.
gonna have to look on. Look into
Carrie,
that
you
on
didn't hear
Monday.
this.
Yeah.
The future Tom Duck.
Also, the other problem is Future Tom's not going to listen to this for at least 2 weeks after it comes out.
Yeah, this is too much fun to listen
so
back
Future
to.
Tom is not going to remember.
I've got to listen to this like 6 times before.
Can Future
Tuesday.
Tim remind Future Tom
the future Duck
on Monday to Future Duck and to look into that vacation?
Yeah, I'll remind you.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to see you Monday. Before you see your wife.
No.
Oh no, sorry, not Tuesday. Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, so we talked about overlanding, we talked about Jeeps, we talked about the shop, we talked about Terra Overland. Tell me what you guys like to do outside of all this shit for fun.
Is there time outside of all this shit?
No, this is it.
This is it, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
We're doing stuff together at the shop. I'm hanging out at the shop. We're doing the podcast. We're doing something else. But it's like it's either I'm at work, I'm out with my wife, or I'm with these fucking idiots.
So as you could tell, I was setting up the question. So now that the second part of that question is, since this is your life and this is the fun,
when do we make it our life?
well, that's the next question. Are you happy that you made it your life? Or
100%.
would you have been better working a day job and just keeping this as a hobby?
So
No, I mean, being a car guy, like I've hit every group. I've had BMWs. I've been part of the tuner guys. I had classic cars. My first car was a Jeep. Like I started with Jeeps, and this community does not.
that's what makes it the best.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like,
compare
it's
to anything else.
I'd say it's akin to racing, but
Yeah,
even more
yeah,
so.
but that's a different type of community. Like,
Yeah.
you can do everything in the off-road world. You can go racing. You can go camping. You just can hang out in a parking lot. You can literally do whatever you want, and it's all centered around a car, a vehicle. Like, to me, like that.
So would you make it more of your life than it is now?
It really can't get much more of my life than it is now.
You've let it consume you thus far.
For me, though, I don't break it down as Jeeps. It's a vehicle thing.
Yes.
Like
You've got a car fetish.
that's putting it lightly, but yeah. Like just
New T-shirt.
yeah, the whole concept of jeeping and
Get the notepad
off-roading
back out.
is the basic concept of the car, right? Like like you talked about the history of the Jeeps. The car is, I think, the single most important technological advancement we've had in 100 years.
I mean, flight's pretty cool.
But yeah, you're not wrong.
But for the average person,
without the car, you never would have had flight. Because
Yeah,
You're talking
fair.
about changing the day of the average person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
average person.
Well, and that's, I mean, flight is a huge one because it is accessible to everybody and it really grows it. But the wheel and the car,
the accessible automobile.
like like just being able to not have to wait 24 hours and feed your horse to go get the mail. Like,
how long is your driveway?
well,
You gotta ride a horse.
well, no, but that's the thing. They didn't have mail delivery, so you had to go get mail at the
Oh,
post
fair. I
office.
didn't think
So,
about
like,
that.
yeah, like, you have to get on your horse and spend a day going into town.
Well, here, think about this is even crazier, right? Like, let's go back to when we, when we were getting ready to sign our Declaration of Independence, right? Could you imagine being Paul Revere or John Adams coming from in a Jeep, coming from Massachusetts on horseback in the winter,
right,
into Philadelphia?
Yeah.
You know, like, and we complain about like, oh, I don't have air conditioning in my car.
Oh, my heated seat's not working.
Exactly,
anymore.
right? Like my heating steering wheel's broke.
Yeah.
Like, and you gotta be kidding me. Like,
Mackenzie's biggest complaint when we bought the JK, no heated steering wheel.
Yeah. Like, I mean, seriously, like, you know, it's, these guys, like, I mean, come on, like, seriously, like, you can't rough it for a weekend. Like,
yeah. Oh, and that's, like, I remember when we moved into our house, like we did like a local history thing and learned about like the family's farm that makes up the area of our town that we live in and all this. And like one of the history notes they know is that basically all of Northern Virginia, like everything that is Virginia south of the Potomac, all the way out to the Harper's Ferry, was owned by Lord Fairfax.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So like George,
all the way to Harper's Ferry?
Yeah, basically everything that makes up Northern Virginia right now was one guy's plantation.
If it's 340.
And George Washington's first job was to basically survey the land for him and note and give out leases to everybody that was living on his land.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And that's what became all the counties and as things broke up. And like that whole process took a year and a half, right? Like,
so is that where
it took him a year and a half to walk from DC to Winchester.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you do that in an hour and a half now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
So
like,
is that where Fairfax, like Fairfax Street in every town comes from, like that Lord Fairfax?
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Because I was wondering, because I'm like, I was listening to something, and he's like, yeah, it's on Fairfax Street, but they're talking about like Northern California, and I'm like, it's fair, like,
Lord Fairfax was just some wacky British dude that owned a bunch of land, as far as I know. And at one point, he owned my house.
just some rascal.
Yeah, I mean, he must have been connected in some fashion.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
must have just some rascal.
unless his first name is Lord.
Yeah.
yeah, there was
I
no
am Lord.
I-95 back then,
Right. And that's like, I've always had the love affair with the vehicle.
Yeah.
And like the adventure that goes with it. And I mean, like just the road trip and Route 66, like we're doing a SEMA and all, like the motel being a motor hotel.
Route 66?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like we're gonna pick it up in like Oklahoma City.
Right.
Like we're not gonna go all out to Chicago just to go down to Vegas.
Right.
Well, like that's always been a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah.
And then
Route 66 has been
Ever since Cars came out, I just always wanted to do.
yeah.
Ever since what?
I said, ever since Cars came out, that's all I've wanted to do.
So yeah, it is entirely my lifestyle. Like you call it whatever you want to call it. So many people, the car is just a tool that gets you to work and home every day.
Yeah.
And it's to me it's always, there's always an adventure in everything. For me, some days it's, my truck has 3 neutrals. Other days it's like, oh shit, I forgot to go to the gas station before I went to work. Like
and the truck, and it just died.
yeah, because the fuel gauge doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm sensing another pattern.
PJ, come bring me diesel.
So is it like being a mechanic, like a contractor, like your house is never done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's worse. Like, and I'm
because you know what you can get away with.
I'm
on
sorry
your car.
to every mechanic friend I've ever met. Don't ever buy a mechanic-owned vehicle.
Oh yeah,
we love putting that on like Facebook, like marketplace.
it's just
posts,
certified garbage
because it makes it sound great to the layperson. It's like, oh, okay, that car's well maintained, and it's not. Because I do it all the time. I go, oh yeah, I need an oil change. What am I at? All right, cool. 3001. I got another week or two before I can do that. Oh shit, I forgot to do that oil change. Oh shit, what am I at? 13,000. Yeah, I should do that oil change.
So it's like the Calver's kids nenever have shoes. Yeah, you never have the thing that's like super nice unless you're super rich. We can actually, we've been going for what?
Oh yeah, this is that's an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, this is a long one.
Yeah. You close it out quick and we can go tend to the fire and go get warm.
I'm gonna go poke it and close it out.
Number 2.
How are we closing it out?
We're just closing it out. Oh, so this is a question that I've wanted to ask guests in the past, and they got shut down. I guess we've talked about it a little bit, but what is your dirt drive?
My dirt drive.
Yeah, what is your dirt drive? Your drive to get to the dirt? Is it the adventure that you found back when you were living in Philadelphia? Is that your dirt drive?
Oh man, that's a great question.
See?
Wow.
That's a great question.
That I know. I dig that. It's a lot to think about.
I'm
I'm not giving you shit for it. I agree.
My dirt drive. So at first, it was like that. It was all about just getting out here in the adventure, but and that adrenaline rush. But once you get out here, and it's the peace and quiet.
Yeah.
That really is.
Except for the four assholes doing a podcast in the middle of GWF.
Right.
Except for when the dirters show up.
Yeah.
We're the party.
It's all good. It's that peace and quiet that you get out here that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you miss it. Even during the week, like with work and everything. Oh, I can't wait to get back out in the woods. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and
It's I mean, for you and I just can't wait to get home.
yeah. Yeah, when you live in it, it's different. I mean, that's why I moved out here. You know? It's why I don't go back and commute back to the city. It's why, I didn't even move out of the city. I just had a moving company put everything in storage, and I went back 6 years later and cleaned out the storage space.
That's wild. So when you left Philly, you literally just
Left.
You're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, if it didn't fit in the Jeep, it didn't come down here with me. If it didn't fit my hiking backpack, it didn't come down here with me.
Yeah.
And,
That's so wild that you found your house from an algorithm you developed. That's so crazy. So crazy.
Yeah. I'm just really happy to be here, and everyone in Virginia has been very welcoming to new people. And I just love it. Like, as you guys could tell, the whole way here, he's like, he knows more about Virginia than we do. Like,
it was so great.
And they actually all really love Terra Overland too. So
Yeah.
Harrisonburg.
Yeah.
They've been
they've been
super
great.
supportive.
That's awesome.
They invite us to every event. We want you there. You know,
Rockingham County's been super cool to us. Like,
Yeah.
all the towns that we work in, like even the resort, Massanutten,
Yeah.
everyone there has been super amazing.
So what's the best way for people to find you guys?
TerraOverland.com. Oh, TerraOverland.com.
You got talking to the mic.
I'm sorry. TerraOverland.com. And yes, that's Terra like in Latin, Terra, and Overland.com.
Yeah.
Don,
we'll link it.
since you're so tied into, what's your dirt drive? What's your drive to come out and do this?
I went through an ordeal physically. I was ill, and I recovered from that amazingly. Most people don't. And Shawn invited me to come up to heal, rest, and do some horseback riding and all kinds of stuff. And this was part of it. And I have traveled all around the world. I mean, Ecuador, Paris, everywhere you can think of, pretty much. And I found that Virginia had the most consistent beauty.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
I could look at the sunset over here to my left, and then the next thing you know, we'd go around another bend, and I'm like, wow, it's even like more beautiful.
Yeah, it's setting over here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so gorgeous. And I've been to so many beautiful places.
Well, the cool thing is that I don't know if you guys see it, but we see it living on the mountain. We see the sunset multiple times over different hills.
Yeah.
On our like behind our house.
We're actually working on a tour. Another tour. So we have the different tours. So we're working on a tour called Seven Sunsets.
Okay.
And it comes through here through the George Washington, and we have 7 different overlooks that you hit in one night and see the sunset in one night 7 times.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
If you
that's
need a
coming
test
next year.
run for that, let me know.
Yeah.
Mackenzie would like that trip.
I was gonna say Carrie would love that trip too.
And it'll end with a camp, like we camp at the end of
Nice.
Well,
So
and I was telling,
we got to camp with you again.
yeah,
it. I'm sorry.
This is miserable.
we should bring more firewood next time.
Yeah.
I was telling
Or camp in
Tom
the summer.
too. I went home. I was home for a couple weeks just recently, and I walked down my block, and there's all this construction going on. Philly's booming with new
Yeah.
housing, and then I turned down another block, and I had walked these blocks many times. And then I went down about another half a block. I was walking to my sister's house, and I actually turned around. I was like, I can't do this. And I walked home, and I started crying. And I was like, I didn't see one pretty thing the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's
that-
so
that-
weird.
Just coming out here and seeing the country, seeing the countryside is your drive.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I
Well,
said.
driving up here, we're like I can't believe this is Virginia. I can't believe this is the same place that sometimes I'm miserable to
I
be
lived in
and
Red Rock
you've only
Canyons
seen a very
Colorado.
tiny part of this
Oh, yeah.
forest because I've been here times when I took a picture of the most beautiful fall foliage, and I actually stopped later and looked at it and cried. It was so beautiful.
Well,
the
so-
picture even.
So
that
we're
I
like
took.
like down near Overland Expo. I was like, oh, like it's nice down here. But we pulled up in the mountains and the trees were starting to change.
Yeah.
Everything was changing. I'm like,
that's still DC over there, where Expo is. We still call it. The people from the Valley consider you guys DC. Well, maybe not so much you.
Hold the mic.
We think of you guys as sorry, it's the beer or the mic. Okay. So
Do both.
you guys figure out how to do both. You got double
you got
fisted.
2 hands.
So the people from the Valley kind of think of like you guys as like Western DC. Like we don't even really think of it.
See,
as...
I'm still on this side of the Valley.
You are
can't-
on the
you
side.
can't look at me.
He is just barely.
So
barely
just
here.
barely not on this side. Like there's 7 miles to get over that mountain from my house, and then at the very bottom of this side of the mountain is his house.
Yeah.
But also, you could drive that same exact drive every single day, and it's completely different.
never
Oh
go.
yeah. It's what so
which
I go.
which doesn't happen in Philly.
I go over the Mount Weather Mountain every morning going to work.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Oh man,
Like I may be sitting in traffic and it may be miserable, but I look over like the Loudoun Valley area. And I'm like, I'm looking at Loudoun County. That kind of sucks.
Right.
It's not really a pretty place, but it's still scenic.
It's not Virginia.
Yeah.
It's not what
Exactly.
you see when you get
Yeah,
here.
but I'm still looking off the top of a mountain.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. You just can't. Every time you turn around, it's just a different. And then we have the 4 seasons, so it's
Yeah.
different. And
I learned that living in Colorado. 4 seasons might be the most underrated thing on the planet.
Agreed.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
it blows my mind that there are places that have no seasons. Like
like San Diego, or
it's just always the same temperature year round. Like that, I would lose
I
my
would go
mind.
nuts.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
No, thank you.
He was surprised that I liked it in the winter here, but I liked going out and getting wood for the stove
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
house. And
Like having the snow when we have it, which isn't very often, but we still get to experience nice snow every year.
There's nothing nice about snow in Northern Virginia.
Oh, I love it. We still get nice.
it's gorgeous.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like we don't have to deal with it. Like
you have to drive Skyline Drive in the snow.
No, thank you.
With snow all
I'm in.
draped
Let's do
over
it.
the trees.
I'll yeah.
Oh,
is it paved
breathtaking.
well?
It's
Yeah,
paved
Skyline
very well.
Drive, yeah,
Skyline
it's
Drive, yeah.
It's
And they do
perfect.
close it if it gets bad, but after it just snows, like a light dusting,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'd recommend it to everybody if you just
New
take
tour,
the drive.
the snow tour.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's got to be booked like a day in advance before it's supposed
Yeah.
to snow.
Right.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get snow, possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
Remember me in the snow on the mountain?
Oh yeah. Oh man, it was scary.
I went sideways.
Yeah. We were out wheeling in the snow.
There's fire's ripping again.
Yeah,
might be
looking
might be time to
get
move to
warm.
the fire.
Yeah, I hear
But
you.
we're going to continue this conversation. You guys may hear about it one day. But thanks for tuning into the Dirt Drive, and we'll see you guys next week.
As always, the Dirt Drive on
Oh,
Instagram.
I was gonna do an intro.
Okay.
I was gonna do it like when I get home. I'm gonna do an intro.
patch it in. I like it.
Yeah.
Truly,
to
though,
the fire.
thank you guys for taking such good care of us.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
you guys.
for
Thanks
taking
for
us out
being
this
a great
weekend.
job.
Yeah.
This
Thanks
is
for taking
this is
us
We
great.
couldn't ask for more. I mean,
Yeah.
Thanks for taking care of the Jeeps.
That's the easy
Yeah.
part.
Taking care of the company, and without you guys, we would definitely be broken down somewhere out here.
It's
well,
a Jeep.
and
It'll happen
we're at our
eventually.
most we're at our most stressed point when we talk to you.
Oh, I
And you
get
guys are just super like not a problem. We got this.
Yeah.
We'll take
You
care
think
of
about
it.
it. It's, whenever we talk to you, it's always like a $3,000 expense. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like always
That's
stressful.
just
That's
the fee
why
to
they're
talk
so
to you.
happy to see us.
Convenience fees, you know.
That's
rush
why they're so
order.
happy to see us.
I need new tires. I need those tires.
Oh, here they come again.
And on that bombshell,
Yeah, just order a pallet.
yeah, that's another episode of Dirt Drive. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.